Hey guys, this is Mr. H. I'm doing question number 2 from the August 2025 Regent exam. It's a word problem. If you know how to do word problems, set them up. This is pretty straightforward. But if you struggle with word problems, you can still potentially get this question by just solving each equation and seeing which one makes sense. So here it says Josie has $2.30 in dimes and quarters. So she only has dimes and quarters. She has two more dimes and quarters, so which means she has more dimes and quarters. And then it says which equation below can be used to determine X. That's the key, X, the number of quarters. Now, here's the idea. If you solve for X and you get a negative number, you know that that can't be the right equation because you can't have negative quarters. Also, if you get a decimal for the number of quarters, you also know that can't be right because you can't have like 4.3 quarters. You can have 4 quarters, you can have 5 quarters, but you can't have 4.3 quarters, all right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna solve each one of these equations to see if the domain makes sense. So let me go grab the calculator. Right here from the home screen, I'm going to use the main calculator page. And now here's the key. You're going to use menu 32. Anytime you have linear equations, 1, 2, 3, it doesn't matter. You're going to use menu 32 on it. Menu 32 to solve them. All right. So now it defaults to 2. All you have to do is change that to 1 and then press OK. And you're going to get this box. Now, all you have to do is type in your equation. Now, I've already kind of started with this one. So basically you just type in the first equation and press enter. Now it says 2.285. There's no way that you can have 2.285 quarters. So you know, based on that, that number 1 is not the answer. So let's keep going. So I'm going to do menu 32 again. And then I'm going to change that to 1 because I only have one equation. And then I'm just going to type in the second one, 25 cents times x plus 2. Now, make sure you type in these equations exactly like they have them. Don't, because if you mess that up, then all bets are off. All right, and then it's equal. By the way, you always have to have an equal sign to use this. All right, now, what did I get here? It says 25 cents, x plus 2. Yeah, so my second one doesn't make sense either. The second one doesn't make sense. There's no way I can have 5.14. So I can go to the second one and I can eliminate that. Let me make sure I've entered everything correctly. 25 cents times x plus 2 plus 10 cents times x. Yeah, so the second one doesn't work. So let's go to the next one. So I'm going to do menu 32 again. And then I'm going to change that default to 1. And then I'm going to type in the next equation. So it's going to be 0.25x. And then it's going to be plus. And then we're going to have 10 cents, 0.10 parentheses x plus 2. Make sure you type these. Oops, what happened? What happened to my equation? Parentheses x plus 2, close the parentheses, equals $2.30. Press enter. Now 6. Now that might be the one, but I'm not sure. I got to check them all. So now what I'm going to do is what I did is just wrote that for number 3, and now I'm going to check the last one. So in this case, I'm just going to go up and copy this because it's the same. Just have to change this to a minus. And then I press enter, and it's 7.1. So look, I didn't do any algebra. I just checked each one of the equations. I solved each equation, and I could tell the domain doesn't make sense if it's a decimal. So, so the answer for this one is 3. So you can eliminate these. So look, menu 32, whenever you need to check your algebra, solving linear equations, you can always use menu 32. I would definitely recommend that you guys add this to your toolkit. This is very valuable. All right, I'm going to stop and I'm going to post.